YouTube, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Breezy, man. Hey, and today is going to be a very interesting video because allegedly the woman or the girl who was sitting on Diddy in that famous picture, where he's in the studio, and it was a girl sitting on his lap, and at that time, this girl was 16 years old, or 15 to 16 years old, sitting on his lap, and in another photo, she was actually at one of Diddy's parties, but she was the girl that was like naked, basically laying on a table with all the different like fruits on her body, so people could come and take it off her body, whatever, things like that. So now she speaks out, and this is going to be very interesting because she's going to basically say everything that she experienced, hanging out with Diddy, the parties, studio sessions, things like that. So if y'all new, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, man. It's about to get juicy. Watch the whole video. And if y'all new, man, we're on the road to 1,000 subs. So please help the kid out and sub up if you're new. Let's get it started, man.
When I was there, like, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was so horrible. I can't describe how horrible it was. Everybody telling me not to speak, but just let them reveal my face. And like I'm telling people around me, if I wanted the money, I would have been and took the money. Like, they've been paying me money and I've been living like I'm broke. They got my pictures out here. Who put my pictures out here?
Now peeps, I sat down for the most exclusive interview of 2024. We've seen her pictures all over the internet with multiple celebrities eating food off of her body when she was just a preteen. We've seen her sitting in Diddy's lap in the studio when she was even younger. Now hear her story for the very first time. We've heard stories of her abuse by famed actress Jennifer Lopez. She details her abuse by Diddy and other Hollywood elites. She fought back tears as we sat down for her heartfelt story. Now this is definitely an interview that you don't want to miss.
Thank you so much for sitting down with us on the Lionel B Show, man, and agreeing to share your story. I know you went through a lot of traumatic things in your life, and we're definitely grateful to have you on the show today.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's start at the beginning. How did you first meet Diddy? How did you get connected with Diddy, and how old were you when you met him?
In the 2000, I was basically 10, 11 was when I lost my virginity. I met him 6th grade that summer or whatever, and I remember Peter Harvey coming by, because then I started writing music for P. Diddy, and P. Diddy liked the music, so but Pierre Harvey was coming by, and at first he was nice and he was paying me too, but I remember one time he came in, like, he got snatched the book out of my hand, and he didn't pay me my money. Then he came back another time and he had a big phone, and like back then the cell phone was like real big and thick. He had a big thick ass cell phone, and he was telling me that P. Diddy wanted to meet me or whatever. He wanted me to come to his flavor camp for 48 hours. So he told me to ask my grandmother, could I go? I asked my grandmother, she said no. And at the time, my mother was on drugs, and I was all like, I was mad at her, because I'm like, I want to be famous, I want to be rich or whatever. I want to be famous. He gonna make me a singer, but we gonna be rich. He's saying that I got potential to be like the next Michael Jackson. Basically, what the nigga was telling me. And then she said no. So when he called on the phone, I was like, she said no, I gotta ask my mama. She was being funny, like, ask your mama. But she knew my mama wasn't around. So I told them that, and they was like, we'll take you, go find your mom. And I was like, real? And he was like, yeah. So when they came back, I was expecting P. Diddy to be outside, but P. Diddy wasn't outside. Pierre Harvey was outside, and he picked me up. When I got to the car, he was all like, he put P. Diddy on the phone, because I was like skeptical about getting in the car. So he had to call P. Diddy for me to hear his voice. And once I heard his voice, I got in the car. And then when I got in the car, I remember him like, eat the candy, eat the jelly beans. I think I had on pink that day. Pink, like some pink sweats and like a shirt. And I had bobos in my head. And he was like, eat the candy, eat the candy. And some said don't eat the candy, but then he was like being real persistent. Eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Can't try it, try it. These are new jelly beans. We just invented these with jelly beans. And when I ate the jelly bean, I was like, this is nasty. And I was spitting it out. And as I spit it out, I was like, I want to get out the car. And he slammed the door. And then he got in the car. And I remember being out of there. And I remember them putting me on the jet. And them saying, damn, this little heavy. I remember him being like, wake up, wake up. I remember waking up. I remember my ear popping. And I remember my stomach dropping on the airplane.
So it was a private jet that they put you on?
Mm-hmm. It was just us. I'm calling it airplane. That's what I called it back then, but it was a jet. I remember getting there to the studio. I'm out of there asleep on the couch. I remember Asian man or Chinese man being there, and he was all like, you did this to my son. I'm going to the police. Like, you did this to my son. He's in the hospital. And he was all like, if I was you, I wouldn't say nothing or whatever. You'll end up dead. And like the man looked terrified when he said that. You know, I'm good about you going to.
I'm lost. Like what? Bro, I feel like there's so many parts missing. What she's talking about, but we're gonna continue watching this.
The police, and I'm going in and out. I remember looking on the pool table, and there was a lady getting on the table. I thought she was Mexican, but she was the Arabian. That Arabian lady that was Miss Gloria Alvarez. I saw her getting on the table, but I was like.
So she was watching a woman having sex while she was 16 years old. That's wild, bro. That shit is wild.
I was conscious, but I was coherent, but I couldn't move. And then I remember it being like, I'm thirsty. I remember him giving me something to drink, and I remember it tasted nasty, and him laughing, and him doing his little dance talking about welcome to the flavor camp in my face or whatever. And then I remember coming to, and he was telling me, asking me if I smoke, if I drink. I told him no, and he was telling me basically I can't turn down anything that he offers me. I have to, if he offered it to me, I have to do it. I remember him giving me a tour of the place, and him giving me the camera. I remember him like trying to make me feel comfortable, and he was like complimenting, saying, oh, she got a nice. I felt so uncomfortable. He was like, don't she got a nice body? Her ass is nice. I remember that. I remember him telling me to get the camera and to take pictures.
What did he have you taking pictures of, or like yourself?
He took pictures of me, and like when I took a picture and I'm like in front of the thing, I'm taking a picture like this, and I took a picture of the bed. That was me. I just took a picture of the bed. He was like, go walk around. I put my phone on do not disturb. He was like, go walk around, and he told me to take pictures. And
like, it's really crazy on how that messes with you, like your psyche, you know what I'm saying, especially at a young age, and having to deal with that your whole life. And now people are interested in getting to know like what happened to you and things like that. But between that period and now, like in today, you know how long that's been. So like that shit had to mess up her mental crazy. Like, it's wild.
And I remember taking pictures of the bed, like take pictures or whatever. And I remember taking a picture of the bedroom. I took a picture in the studio, and he was like recording me. And I also I'm just going in and out. I don't know, he offered me something else and I passed out. But then I remember being in that room with him, and he was all like being extra touchy with me, and I was like, yeah. I started feeling like he was a creep, but I was still like going along with it. And he was like, what kind of creeps you like? Like, he was asking me about me being molested, and I was honest with him, and I told him about stuff, you know, because he was like, the stuff that I was writing, I had to be like, they was asking me, have I ever been molested? Have I ever had sex? And I was like, yeah, knowing I was a virgin. I've been molested, but I never been penetrated. He asked me what kind of cooks I like, and I was like, real big. I like big, it's real, the big, real big. And he sent Roger Bonds to go buy a pink dildo. And I remember waking up, looking in the mirror. I look in the mirror and I see P. Diddy behind me. And I know when I was in the room, he took my virginity on that bed. And I remember screaming and hurting. But I had to take that. I had to take it. But then after that, I remember I just woke up.
Yo. This shit is sad, bro, because imagine, like, that's your daughter going through shit like this. So that's your family member, whatever it is, going through this shit, man. And now she's speaking on it after all these years. It's traumatizing for her.
Again, I'm in the bathroom, bent over the sink.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm yelling, but I guess I'm not making noise. I don't know. But I'm yelling, it hurt. Please stop. I'm weak. I can't move. And he's giving me or whatever. He turned me around, kissed me in my mouth, and was like, I'm not gonna hurt you. But he was hurting me. And he turned me back over. And when he stuck it in my, he told me pinch his nipples and all type of crazy shit. He kissed me in my mouth. And he turned me back over, and I passed out again when he stuck it in my ankles. And the pain stopped. And then I was relieved, and then I felt the pain again, and when I woke up, it was Pierre Harvey behind me. And he stuck it in my face. And
Yo, they ran a train, bro. Nah, this man Diddy deserves a death penalty, bro. He deserved a death penalty. Yo, this is crazy.
I remember looking and yelling, no, stop, no, stop. And I happened, the Jewish guy was behind Pierre, like on the side. It was like in his bathroom at that studio. It was like a restroom stall in there. I remember, and then after he finished, I remember P. Diddy I was asking the Jewish guy to help me, because I know he just had a baby, and I was looking at him for help. And he was all like, I don't want to do this, I want to do this. And he was like, if you don't fuck her, I'm gonna fuck you. So the dude got behind me, and his stuff was soft. But he was like acting like he was doing it with me. And then like I wasn't yelling, I wasn't screaming like I was. So then Diddy kind of pushed him back. But Diddy had told that man if he didn't do it to me, he was gonna kill him. That man, hurry up, got naked. And I remember Diddy pushing him out the way. Pierre pushed him out the way. I remember Pierre smoking out of like a crack pipe. I don't know if it was crack. I don't know what the was in it, but a crack pipe is where it's circle. You know, he was smoking out of that. And I remember him making me give him head, and like I was using my teeth and everything. He slapped me upside my head, and he was all like, "Don't use your teeth." But I couldn't breathe, and like he was just gagging me with his. It was just so like their were just so big. I remember after that, it was like a break in between, but then I remember looking to my left, and P. Diddy's in the doorway with like one of them old school cameras, and he's sitting there jacking off and sitting in a chair in the doorway of the restroom. I remember passing out, waking back up, being over the sink, and this nigga sticking the champagne bottle in. I was like yelling at that point. I know I was yelling.
Nah, this is sad, bro. Like, this is probably the craziest story I heard yet. Like, the most disrespectful, disgusting, like, he's a nasty human being, man. I don't know how people could be the way they are. Like doing these things like this to other people is just sickening.
At the top of my lungs, and they just had me so hurt, and they left me in that restroom, and I don't know how long I was in that restroom, but my legs and stuff wouldn't work, and some white guy came and got me out the restroom.
So it was like a security guard or somebody that picked you up, or?
This white guy, when he smiled, he has a cat like a smile like Garfield. He picked me up and I was like, I just want to go home. I just want to go home. And he was like, I'm gonna take you home. I got you. I'm gonna take you home. So they put me back on the jet and I wake up. I'm with some other white girls. Like, we all teenagers. They were a little bit older than me. I wake up with them and like at first it wasn't like it was fun, but then they disappeared from me and it was me by myself. And I remember being drugged the whole time, and I remember them drugging me so much and they wanted me to feel the pain, and they had my hand over the stove. I remember waking up screaming. This was a fat white guy. He kind of hunchback, got a pointy nose. This fat white guy, he was just passing me to different white men, and to a point they all started looking the same to me. I say, I'm trying to take my time, Lord.
Like this interview is like, I just hope that he is not doing it just to get some views or clicks or subs or dollars, because this is one of them things that you don't post, you know what I'm saying, like you don't put on YouTube, you know, like even her face, like you don't even want to put her face. Like I wish that it was just an audio, you know what I'm saying, but yeah, I don't know.
It's tough. I know it's tough, Mom. I know it's hard. Take some breaths.
Okay, it's just the memory that I think it's the memory, and it's like every time I think about it, it's like I relive it, and I'm there and I see it. My body can't move, but I'm there, and I don't know what days it was. I don't know the time, like, you know what I'm saying? I just know it was daylight, or I know if it was hot. I remember them having me in the summertime, and I remember being there in the cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was there, like, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was so horrible. I can't describe how horrible it was. After that happened, it's like
like, how do you go back to living your life, like, or trying to live your life as normal as possible after shit like that happens to you? You know, it's like how do you act like a regular human being after all that shit happened? You know, shit is sick.
Goes in and out. I remember trying to escape. I remember the brown children. I remember being locked in the cage with these brown kids. I don't know what race they were, but I know they looked at black, but they didn't speak English.
In a cage? Bro, she was getting trafficked. What the fuck? Yo, this shit is...
How many kids would you say was in there with you?
Had to be like 30 or 50 kids, but it kept getting smaller and smaller and smaller because they were hunting these babies. It got like, it was like, until I noticed it, I was just in the cage. But before they like took me out the cage and put me back in the cage, they had me these babies with them. I remember him shooting his baby. The baby had to be no more than 5 or 6. This boy, he hunts me in my dream, and he is the age he probably would have been now, but he hunts me in my dreams, like when I have out of body experience, and like it's like he's chasing me. I remember he shot that baby, and I was like, I'm not gonna him, and he pick up the knife. So I picked up, and I was just going like this. And the baby, I had to be no more than 5 or 6, to be honest. He had me bathing them, feeding them, washing them off, and bathing them, feeding them. I remember me being in the car. I kept letting them out the cage. I remember I kept opening the cage, letting them out, and like they used to have to get them and run after them, get them. I remember them being in there, and we were saying our names, and I was like Lamisha, and one said her name, and then she was talking in her language, and I ain't hear nothing, but she was like, fight. So every time we got out the cage, it was like we all, like when it was time to get everybody having sex, that's when I started fighting back. I remember.
Wait, what?
I remember them being in there, and we were saying our names, and I was like Lamisha, and one said her name, and then she was talking in her language, and I ain't hear nothing, but she was like, fight. So every time we got out the cage, it was like we all, like when it was time to get everybody having sex, that's when I started fighting back. I remember.
Damn.
I know it's hard.
I remember they had a trade, and
How the hell did he even find this girl? Like the actual girl? Like, how the hell did this dude even find her? Like. Yeah, I don't know.
on the tray there was a knife, it was a corkscrew, it was a glass bottle, it was a candle, and it was a cigar on the tray. And I remember all of them had to stick it in me.
What?
And I will never forget how.
Wait, what the fuck?
There was a knife, it was a corkscrew, it was a glass bottle, it was a candle, and it was a cigar on the tray. And I remember all of them had to stick it in me.
What the fuck?
And I will never forget how Bill Cosby lit the cigar and put it out on my vagina.
Yo! Hold on, bro. Hold on. Wait. I know if you guys seen the beginning of this video, it said it would be copyrighted if anybody reacted to it, but I don't give a I'm going to react to it. I'm going to find a way to put it on the damn YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I might have to like change up the video a bit so you guys can watch it, but we going to watch this whole shit, you feel me? And if you can't see the her face and shit, I'm going to make sure the audio is there. But let's continue.
So Bill Cosby was one of the people there?
Bill Cosby, son.
I never came forward to his case or whatever, but you know, he had Jane Doe's, but that opened up all the old stuff that he been doing, you know? But I never came forward in that. Because my grandmother never took me, she never reported me missing, and she never took me to do a police report.
What the
And as I'm calling, getting help from these lawyers, it's like nobody can help me. And like I need help with a lawyer. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I know that's me. Like I can provide pictures, not the picture that they have, because they have the original. The police had the original copy of that picture of me. You know what I'm saying? They had the original copy of that picture of me. I don't have no picture. I got pictures of how I looked at that time. You know, that like you could see my shoulder, and I'm still got the same frame. But I don't have those pictures anymore.
Yeah.
I remember he did what he did to me, and then when it was time for Jennifer Lopez, she was there with a guy, and he was sitting there looking disgusted, but didn't nobody save me. She stuck that glass in me, and after that, like, but my eyes were booked the whole.
Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yo. Yo, J-Lo is a piece of yo.
Whole time, and they put a blindfold on me. I remember them beating the fuck out of me. I remember them hog tying me. I I remember it was. I remember them all being mad at me because I put snake venom in everybody's drinks and shit, because everybody acting like they couldn't remember. But when this witchy lady, she gave me she was in a red room, and the room had mirrors everywhere, and it was a yellow snake in the damn sink. She gave me the venom, and whatever she gave me, it made me still be numb. But whatever she gave me, it made me.
This shit sound like some shit out of a movie. Like I can't even speak. This shit really sounds like it's coming from like a made up movie. But this shit is actually real. Like red rooms, like snake venom. Like what the bro? Like they got witches with them and shit. Like yo, this is out of control, man. Like I really wonder what these elites, these A-lister celebrities really be doing for real. Like, cause I could tell this is not cat what she's saying. Like this is 100% real.
Coherent. Like I was coherent to everything, but I still couldn't move. You know what I'm saying? And I put it in everything. And I remember Kris Jenner being mad about it, and I stepped her on her left side of her shoulder, like right here. This is where I stepped her, right there. And
wait, what?
No, it's not allegedly. It really happened. I remember Kris Jenner being mad about it, and I stepped her on her left side of her shoulder, like right here. This is where I stepped her, right there. And
yo, she's dropping everybody. What the fuck? Yo, all these celebrities must go down, bro. They have to. Bro, if we don't get them now, the man above is going to get them. 100% fact. Fact.
No, it's not allegedly. It really happened. It really happened. And I hope by me going live and me telling some stuff that it don't help him get.
Now I gotta go on Google to see if she stabbed her. Unless she got that shit, a crazy surgery done to cover it up. But now I want to see if she really has.
You know what I'm saying? Because they saying like, I don't need to talk, but I don't have no lawyer. I don't have nobody to represent me. And if it was for the money, I would have been and took the money. I would have been and took the money.
That's all right, sis. Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
On the chest.
I end up, he burned down this building to cover up all the evidence and some more people that was there. Yeah, that's the building he caught talking about, because he ended up doing some shit. He slipped, fell, hit his head, and I ended up pulling him out. I wanted to leave him in there, but the power of God told me to do it. And God told me to get him. And I wanted to let that nigga burn. I wanted to let that nigga die. I swear for God, I wanted to let him die. I can't tell you. I wanted to let him die. I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. Yes, I was young, and yes, I pulled out a grown man out of a burning place. You hear me? And I jotted for the woods, and I was lost in the woods. I died in the woods. God brought me back to life, and I just told God, just please kill me. I don't want to get again, but I'm hungry.
Damn.
In the woods, I don't know how long I was in the woods until I made it to the barbed wire fish and beat me up. I was already beat up because before I made it to the woods, they beat that damn deal inside of me. The deal, he made Roger Bonds go by. He told that man go by that deal. They beat that deal inside of me, and I don't know. I went to the highway. I made it through the barbed wire fence, and I'm like, damn, I thought I was in the jungle. Because they kept telling me, you're in the jungle. So I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I'm thinking I done ran away from Africa to America. That's what I'm thinking in my kid mind. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I wrote my police report. This is how the first police report is written. You know what I'm saying? And I get to the barbed wire fence. I almost get hit by cars because it's the barbed wire fence, and it was the freeway. And I collapsed on these trash bags, and some white man, I think his name was Samson, he picked me up, and he drove me from Miami and took me back to New York. And when I came in there, I would beat the fuck up. And they was like, who did this to you? And they tried to get the white man. I said, he didn't do it for me. He didn't do that to me. He saved my life. And he didn't take me to the police station in Miami because I was telling him that it was like the sheriffs, the people work for the Miami police place was doing that to me. And I was telling him, he told the police did this to me because the nigga was around police. He was around a lot of elite white people. I was like, the police did this to me. So he said that he drove me from Miami and he drove me to New York.
Damn.
And I remember them taking my statement. I remember I remember lying about my age on the first time I told them I was 17 because I was scared. I don't know. I lied. And I remember I wrote the first statement. I wrote it and I tried to cover up stuff. But then I told them I had to use the restroom. And they was like, no, you can't use the restroom. But before all this happened, they brought Mr. Williams in there because they was like, this is good, you're gonna want to hear this. And he was like, who did this to you? And I was like, P. Diddy. And I named other people that I was around. And he was like, well, how old are you? Where your name? Where you from? I lied and I said I was Mexican. I used to say I was Mexican. I lied and stuff and said I was from Michigan. And like I just made up a whole bunch of different stories. And I ended up seizing out. And I told him I had to go to the restroom. They was like, no, you can't use no restroom until you finish writing. And I ended up writing everything out, which was the truth. And I ended up seizing out. And I remember them rushing me. I remember Mr. Williams was with me the whole time. I remember I was in pain, so my whole body hurt. So I didn't know the difference. They did operations to remove something out of me. I felt the same way I felt before they did the operation. I remember him showing me the video, and I'm like, that's not me. And it looked like they pulling the fucking intestines out of me. And it was that pink dildo all on it. And he was all, I was like, that's not, I was like, ew, what is that? I was horrified. And he was like, this is you. Who did this to you? And I went on and told him the truth,
So it was still in her. What the fuck? Yo.
Diddy did this. I remember them having to sew me up and reconstruct my stuff down there. I didn't go straight home. He said, I can't send her home like this. He waited till that my big eye went down. But I didn't make it back home until October, November. I started the 7th grade, the second semester. And I started with my dad. I lived with him my second semester of school. I lived with my dad. I remember Mr. Williams being there with me. And like, he not gonna testify or be on my behalf, but I said I would never came forward if I never saw him on TV. You hear me? Because he is my angel. He is my angel. God knows I was here. God knows that man is my angel, and I'm not trying to be on here looking crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, you're right. You're alright.
I won't be on here looking crazy and crying and shit, looking ugly in the face. On here crying.
You went through some traumatic stuff, so that's normal.
Yeah. Everybody telling me not to speak, but just let them reveal my face. And like I'm telling people around me, if I wanted the money, I would have been and took the money. Like they've been paying me money, and I've been living like I'm broke.
Wait, what?
When he got in this situation. I have to get justice. Like if I won't sue nobody else, but we gotta get justice. I just have to get justice. I have to. I don't want to be talking and doing this interview and help him. I just need justice. I need help. They got my pictures out here. Who put my pictures out here?
So Misha, yeah, definitely that part. Let's talk about those photos that's all over the internet. So basically that's you on the table with the food on you and they're eating off of you.
Yes.
How old were you in those photos?
I was 13.
Yo.
I didn't turn 14 till the end of that year. I don't turn, like, my birthday is in December. So, like, right now I'm 33. But when January, after December, I'm going to be 34. Like, I always turn the same age at the end of the year. And I don't know who has it. I don't know who. They got the video of me being when I was going with the white men. They were doing weird shit to me. Like, they beating me. This woman flat out my hair got me ready for this man named Joey. And they beating me. Got me strapped to a tree, and like I just feel like I'm being bullied because they putting it out there. You know what I'm saying? Who would glorify this? This is nothing to glorify. And it's like everybody that's coming forth and they doing interviews. Everybody that's doing interviews has something to do with me. Everybody that's doing interviews has something to do with me. And
that's sad.
And I'm just sitting back and I'm just watching people. Like, I don't watch TV, listen to music no more because...
Yo, 13 years old at a grown party, butt naked, with food on her body. And grown people are eating off her body.
Everybody that you listen to, it hurt me. You understand what I'm saying? And...
So there were a lot of celebrities involved in...
Even if people tell them I was 17, I was still underage. The fake age. The people told me the same. Like, I was still underage. And this man had my mind gone. Because I was being abused at home. And I was thinking that this is how the world treats you. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking this is love. This you gotta do. You gotta do. He took my virginity. My mom was gone. I don't know. My mom was gone. My mom was gone.
Now,
nah, this is the most uneasy, sickening, nasty, traumatizing. Like I knew Diddy was bad, but actually a victim saying what she did and what she seen is crazy. But we don't get dang, I don't know what to say. Hey man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And God bless her soul for real, man. It's your boy Breezy. We gone.